We should be going live any second now. So yeah, that was Rainbow Road Trip. That was
Holy
certainly
crap.
an interesting
Something.
surprise.
So,
Yeah.
I'm still
Interesting.
playing.
Wow.
and I'll
Nice.
I'm
and I'll
still
talk
far
about
behind.
I mean, oh wait, there's an Equestria Girls thing.
So what? So what's
What?
like the recap here? It's just basically they visit a town that
The
has no
town lost its
color.
color, and the main six just tried to bring it back.
Yeah, so they help
Yeah,
them bring it back
that's
through the
basically it.
power of friendship. It's like a friendship quest. It's like an extended episode.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome to. It was like we were talking before, but this was like the literal Powerpuff Girls, like black and white, then singing.
Yeah,
really
exactly. I was talking about that. There was an episode of Powerpuff Girls that also kind of have the same theme of a town losing its color and
And
Powerpuff.
it was because
Yeah.
they were being rude to each other or something.
I think so. Yeah, it is basically the same thing.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Huh.
like everyone goes gray because they're all sad and.
So yeah, it's
Rudy.
basically the same story as that, I suppose. I mean,
And I think another thing that it's similar to is the Crystal Fair.
yeah, I'm kind of trying to
And-
hide my disappointment in the story, but
So
Yeah.
But the animation is obviously a big change here. I should explain for viewers really quick. This is Boulder Media. DHX did not work on this, so this was a whole new studio. And
Okay, if you don't know, Boulder Media is the one that's working on the next generation.
yeah, although I doubt they're going to keep this style for Generation 5.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us a taste of what they can do.
Yeah, they certainly have the
Which is
skills
pretty
for
good.
high quality
So
animation,
I'm kind of hopeful.
great
yeah,
backgrounds.
I think this is them showing off.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that gives me some hope. But
Did
for
they
the
have
next
like
generation.
an orchestra for the music? Because I don't know what it was, but the music was different as well.
I know Daniel
kinda
Ingram
hard to
worked on
tell.
it, but I don't
He
know.
did?
If...
Wait, I
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
he
he
did.
did. He did.
Huh?
I think he did.
That was a tweet that he tweeted
Yeah,
out.
Oh,
because I
you're right.
remember
ago.
he
Okay.
said that he wrote a specific piece that he really enjoyed.
Huh? And yet it sounds so different. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm thinking of
Yeah.
he didn't do background music. Maybe he did the normal music. I don't know. There were a couple
Not
musicals
sure.
in this one. That was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm already running out of things to talk about because unfortunately I have some complaints, but I don't want to like bog
Oh
down the
my
review.
God.
I don't want to bog down the review with the complaints because it's really not all bad. It was fun, you know.
Yeah, it was fun, but I
It
could
was
just
fun, it
maybe
was-
sum up this into like a few sentences of what they could have done better. Get an event organizer. Like, I've been an event organizer for Anime Club in the past, and I can say logistically they did a bad job.
Yeah. Well, all right. So the core premise here is that the town gets into like a fight, and the fight is what drains them of their color. Oh, not really a fight. They just slowly over time grow apart. You know. They don't really explain
Yeah,
why
but-
that happens.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I wasn't. It was very hard to like understand why. You know.
Yeah, the
Like-
story was a little weird.
Yeah, like what caused him to drift away? You know, like it wasn't really explained well.
And maybe that's the lesson there is that it can happen slowly. There doesn't have to be a big reason for it to happen. But they didn't really hammer that in as a lesson either. It just sort of happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the story, the moral. You know, like small gestures go a long way. That's great. I love that lesson. But it just
And
feels
passion.
pretty basic.
Yeah.
The story was basic, but the visuals, the songs, all of that stuff.
It's just like the movie.
It's better than the movie, in my
The
opinion.
movie was
Yeah.
more cinematic.
Oh yeah, one of the main problems I had with the movie was that they focused a little too much on Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and Pinky. But here, everyone gets their
Actually,
sense
Oh,
of
that's-
screen
that's the
time.
Yeah,
only
I
thing
like-
that
and I-
would be
that's a
better
good
than the
point. That's a
movie.
good point to make. The
Yeah.
movie
a great
they
point.
focus less on all of the characters, more on just three. But in here, they focus on all the main.
Also, the
characters.
movie was cluttered with all the other new characters. You know, the guest stars.
Yeah,
that
Oh,
were
yeah,
on,
like
so
the guest
lovely
stars.
cameos,
So-
but no.
it
Yeah,
is.
not to mention, this uses a lot better of their 3D assets than the movie does.
Wait,
because
3D?
it's-
I don't think there was a much 3D stuff.
I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't catch any.
No.
I didn't see any 3D
Okay,
either.
then good. Then they've done their job.
That's good. They had a lot of good 2D backgrounds. It's better in that sense than the movie for sure.
Yeah, I think they had like a mix of like
Oh, should-
probably
maybe-
movie style and show
Oh,
style.
Maybe I should
Yeah,
explain really
Older-
quick.
That's older media's specialty.
I'll explain really quick. There was going to be a My Little Pony movie part 2, but it was scrapped and kind of turned into this in a way. I'm not sure how much of this is from the movie and how much is new, but this is kind of what we get instead of the movie. Or
So
the
Little
sequel.
Shy, you see the scene where the current screenshot that's up, the balloon that's fallen. That's actually a 3D scene.
No, I don't think so.
I think so because it's
There
like
is a way you can trick to make it look like it's 3D.
there's a great way, a trick that can make it look 2D. That's what I'm thinking they're doing.
Nah,
Because
it's parallax shift.
Because
It's-
Boulder Media's.
let's not get too
that.
much into the details of
Yeah,
like whether
it's-
it's 2D or 3D.
we can look back on that later, but I'm like 90% sure it's all looked like it was all 2D. I didn't catch any 3D actually.
I caught a lot of 3D.
Sure, okay, it's just good animation either way.
It is very good animation. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it doesn't matter. It's very
It
good.
blurs the line between 2D and 3D. And that's what Boulder Media is getting their specialty.
I'm really not sure what you're talking about because I thought it was excellent 2D animation.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
2D is coming back, people.
yeah,
2D
that's
is
good.
back.
Yeah.
Good.
I just
Oh,
wish
yeah.
it had a better story to go along with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know, it's
Me
so-
too.
So one thing I want to point out, the most jarring difference for me, not in a bad way, but the pacing is so slow. They really drag out extended
Actually-
shots. And I want to say, I liked it. I was into it. I was like, this is great. We're focusing more on the main six. We're seeing more of the town. It's holding on shots. It's not just cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a
Because I
compliment. I
wonder
like
if it-
that.
Yeah, I wonder if it'd be so fast paced if it was like crunched down to like a regular episode
Yeah,
time length. You know?
I'm sure they could. This could definitely fit into a regular episode length.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, instead
done
of like
now.
they could have definitely.
I
done
think that would be a bit too rushed if they did.
I don't think so. I think they could have easily.
Or maybe
yeah.
just like crunch more than an hour and a half because I feel like it was too long for me.
Yeah, so
apparently.
that's with
Honestly-
commercials. How long
yeah
was it
with the
without?
commercials. Probably 60 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, wow.
It felt like a double episode, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It just felt
Oh,
like
yeah.
it didn't feel like
It felt like a premiere. That's what I would
It
say.
felt like a premiere
Yeah.
without the stakes or without like the big villain or anything because there wasn't one. I remember
Well,
when
I'm
they
actually kind of glad that there wasn't a villain in this. Like, there was no surprise villain because I felt like, here's the thing. Ever since like, for almost like what 20 years, there's been a trope about the surprise villain, and it's been kind of annoying. But for some reason, it's kind of dying down a little. Like
Yeah.
most kids movies these days aren't doing that for recently, and I'm actually kind of glad because I'm so sick of the whole surprise villain thing.
yeah, I guess you're
And
right.
yeah,
That's a
it
good
just,
point.
I mean, I kind of, I mean, yeah, it was kind of people. It took our expectations a little differently than we expected.
Yeah, you guys in the call
Oh,
know
for sure.
during the whole thing we were chatting during commercial breaks and I kept trying to call. Oh, it's gonna be a Rainbow Factory thing. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
there's
gonna be the
a
villain.
twist.
There's gonna be a twist.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit
There was
disappointed.
none of that.
There was absolutely
I was-
nothing.
I
Yeah,
was starting to
Ah,
feel
yeah,
with
it's
that.
great.
Like at first I was like, okay, this can't be happening. There can't be a surprise villain. There can't be a climax or anything to this. And then as soon as Little Shy kept mentioning like, oh, this is the villain. Oh, there's gonna be a climax. Oh, I was starting to believe that maybe there
Yeah.
was gonna be a climax. But no, I was that this thing just took this whole special just took my expectations. Just
oh yeah.
It didn't go above my expectations though, because I was expecting something more cerebral, something like not necessarily a twist, but like something to like figure out, like a mystery to solve or something. And the only mystery I should explain, the only mystery they solved is that the machine generating rainbows isn't what drained them of their color. It was actually them all along, and the machine just was coincidental, which I don't know. Okay.
It was inside of us the whole time.
Yeah, it's just a random magic.
But I don't know.
We
I
believe in
just-
ourselves.
Oh,
Again, like I like the whole small gestures go a long way thing. That's great. I just wish they could have. I don't know. It's actually a good sign that I don't have like an easy. Oh, they should have just done this. It would have been so easy. I don't have a recommendation like that. It's more nuanced than that. It's much slower paced, and I appreciate that. I do have some questions if you guys want to try answering them. So why did
okay.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
why did the mayor lie to bring them to the city? Why couldn't he just say we have a problem and need the friendship help or whatever?
Because
Yeah,
he was afraid, kind of. It's like, all right,
I guess the
You
mayor
go
doesn't
ask-
know
go
how.
ask-
I guess he was afraid that they wouldn't really listen. I don't know. I guess that's my
So
guess.
my answer would be they don't know it's a
But-
friendship problem until the end, obviously. So that's probably the answer. But
Hmm.
still, lying seems pretty harsh, and that's just okay. It's okay for him to lie. Like that's a bad lesson.
So what? So in my opinion, this would be like asking the governor to come to your event. It's like this is the literal it's princess of friendship that it's like they're inviting.
Well, actually, they invited Rainbow Dash specifically, so that was interesting. They thought that her rainbow
Yeah.
mane would bring back color. Like I didn't really get what the motive there was either. Like they almost seemed surprised when the main six actually showed up. Like, what are you doing here? We invited you, but we didn't think you'd come. Like, what's the point then? I don't know. That was a little bit weird.
I felt like it kind of like went off point with the focus because like it was clearly hinting that Ramgadesh was like the big helper for this whole thing, but
By name alone,
sort of like
just because her name is
like
Rainbow
later
Dash.
on the episode, Ramgadesh didn't really like I don't know do much to help out.
I'm gonna say the cursed dirty word. It's very toyetic. They're gonna have a rainbow line. It's just rainbow power. We have some old rainbow power stock we gotta sell, so let's make a rainbow special.
It's already happening. With Twilight happening, with like Twilight when her
the wings. Definitely
the wings.
Yeah, they've already announced. Announced that toy.
Let me skip to the end just to show that screenshot because there's no doubt about what the wings were for. Wow, lots of screenshots. That's definitely a toy.
Buy our toys.
Oh my gosh, where's the screenshot?
All the toys.
Oh, there it is.
Toys. Toys.
Okay, I finally found the screenshot. It's so much of a toy. It's almost as blatant as a Newcastle.
You know what else is a toy? The stockings.
Oh.
The stockings.
Yes, let's see noise stockings.
Who needs socks anymore?
Pony
Leggings are where it's at.
Yeah, leggings are the best now.
Leggings are the new fad.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a couple more questions if you guys want to go through them.
I have a few notes.
Oh, well, hold on, really quick. Why didn't they just move to somewhere with more color? Like, why did they bother sticking around if they were unhappy?
Yeah, there was clearly color like right outside of the town.
Yeah,
like we saw
move the town over. Wait, what was the Patrick meme? Pick up the town and move it over to there. What was the?
Push it somewhere.
And push it somewhere else.
Exactly. They should have.
That would have been so funny.
Oh man, wait. How many days until anthology is due? I got to make that a short.
Oh, do it, do it.
Do it. That's gonna be amazing.
No, I don't know how that would work, but still, why didn't they just move? I mean, they could have explained that there's some resource, or something they needed. I don't know.
Well, if they moved, then they could have brought the hopeless magic with them and made that.
That's true.
Yeah,
well, they could have explained it.
I guess
They could have tried that already. Then that could have been part of the story. Like they had moved, and then it happened again. Like wherever they go, they bring unhappiness or something like that. Like that would have been more interesting, I think.
yeah.
But then again, the Hope Hollow aspect. Their hope is what brings them color. Is that unique to that geographic location, or is that about the ponies, or is it like there should have been some artifact or something? We needed a MacGuffin to dictate why that happened there and just
Why
there.
do we need a MacGuffin?
Because why else would the hope magic just be there? Is all of Equestria like this? If so, why don't we like it'd be more common? You would think, like the Crystal Empire is a little bit like that, but not like that. I don't know.
I don't feel like it.
It would have made more sense in universe if they just had it at this specific location. Because now I don't know why the hope magic works the way it does. Makes no sense.
Because Wisconsin. That's why.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's just unique.
You know what? I believe that.
All right. So I have another question.
Filled with hope.
I have one more question. Why not import color, even if they can't be colorful themselves? Wouldn't like the fashionista or whatever still want to import fabric and stuff?
Yeah, that would have been odd because like
Look, even the main six bring in their own stuff that's all colorful. Why?
Do you know what? You're right.
Yeah, why didn't it affect them? Like they could have turned gray and dark when they entered the town.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, it didn't turn dark or gray because you even saw like the little pieces of the rainbow, the cardboard rainbow. Those were all colorful.
Yep. Oh, can we talk about the cardboard rainbow for a second? Rainbow Dash says you can just fly through a rainbow. How is that for education? That's not how you educate children on what rainbows are.
No, that's the perfect example of what a rainbow is.
That's not how this works.
That's not how
totally
rainbows work.
Excuse me while I go find a rainbow.
Now kids are gonna be chasing down. Well, I guess that's always been a thing. You always want to find the end of the rainbow, but still.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't rainbows just light? So can
Yeah.
technically go through them?
Search YouTube. Search YouTube for
rainbow if you can't reach the end of it.
Look up rainbow from an airplane on YouTube, and you'll see that's like a rainbow is always in front of you at a certain distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Science.
And especially double rainbows.
That's not quite what I was looking for.
So
but
wait,
anyway.
the closer you get to a rainbow, the less visible it gets?
No, you can't get closer to a rainbow. That's the point. It's always at a certain distance.
So let's trick of the night.
That's sad. That's like a metaphor for something. You can see it, but you can never approach it. I don't know.
Aw.
Oh my
You find the
god.
end of
Yeah.
the rainbow and you get my lucky pot of gold.
But that's not a big deal. I'm just kind of mentioning it as a joke because it is established in universe that rainbows don't work the same way as real life. That's okay.
Well, yeah, they have a rainbow
Yeah.
factory.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think the Rainbow Factory is not canon, is it? That's fan fiction, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's a
There's
fan
weather
fic.
factory.
the
they
weather
went
factory.
into the
Okay, yeah,
Rainbow
whatever.
Factory.
Anyway,
Well, the
that's all.
weather factory, but the rainbow factory, like the east side of it. That's
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
Rainbow
that's a bit of a
Factory.
tangent. I have another thing to mention. How do we feel about 20% cooler being dropped in 2019?
That's
That
so
should be like
crazy.
a-
I'm
should
not
be like
I'm not bothered by it.
No.
Should be like a drinking game.
I
Take
thought it was
shot
a
every time they make a
I
that
thought it was a
joke.
fun reference, but like after going, haha, I went, oh, like it's like it was funny at first, and then it was just obnoxious.
It was super cringy.
Yeah,
They
but the
went
fact of
there.
the matter is they keep doing it. They keep
No,
bringing it back.
They don't really. This was when was the last time they haven't mentioned 20%
No, this is
cooler in
the
It
forever?
was like a
Forever.
long
Oh,
time
wow.
ago since we.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we
Eh.
heard the last one.
I mean, I'm not
So-
against it. I thought it was a fun little thing to insert. And for those wondering, they mentioned 20% cooler. They mentioned Rainbow Dash being 20% cooler, and it does sound a little bit weird because is that a meme in universe now? Why did the kids know
I
about that?
think
You know what? I'd be okay with that.
Maybe they read her friendship journal and it was mentioned in there. I don't know. They are famous after all. But it's a little bit
Yeah.
weird that our memes and our like the main six's fame in our world is like also real in their world now, which is a little bit shark jumpy, but
Milo Pony's real confirmed.
so can we just establish that Kerfuffle is everyone's favorite?
yeah.
Yes.
The one with the missing
Yeah.
leg.
Oh, Torque Wrench.
Yes.
Or Torque Wrench too. Also Trout. I thought Trout was funny. So yeah, we had some fun characters here. That was great.
I like Petunia.
Yeah.
Petunia was
I mean,
very-
I like them all, but Kerfuffle's my favorite.
I like how I mentioned this in the call earlier, but I like how she's handicapped. She has a missing leg, but they don't even mention it. It's just normal, And I thought that was a good way of doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should.
that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I because we all like feel like there's gotta be some way they gotta explain like give her the story or whatnot, but no.
So what evil pony did this and that to you? It's like no.
Nah, long story.
Yeah.
Not enough time to explain.
All right. So I think you guys want to jump into individual thoughts and ratings. I think we're about ready.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think we're ready.
All right. So up to 3 minutes. Why not? It's full length like a movie. Might as well go a little bit longer.
Oh.
Obviously, you
A
don't
little
have to talk for 3
longer.
minutes if you don't want to. But anyway, let's start off with Brandon. What'd you think?
You know what? There's actually I don't know because there's a lot. It is a lot longer than a normal episode, but no, I really liked it. I really like the simple things. So just cause of Kerfuffle, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10.
All right, an 8 out of 10 from Brandon. Let me write that down. The Space Pony. What'd you think?
Okay, so I mentioned that this episode kind of feels like the Crystal Empire episode, especially if the rainbow machine kind of works exactly like the Crystal Hub where they shoot out rainbow looking up things into the sky. It's almost like an exact copy of that episode when ponies just get you see ponies get like affected by some kind of something, and the main six come and recover them. And I'm actually surprised that Boulder Media was able to replicate the style that DHX used in the movie. So that's quite. It gives me hope for I think for G5. I just love the huge array of characters they've introduced here, like Kerfluffle, and another thing I realized is all the pieces of the town has very comedic timing. It's not just once. Whenever they mention something and then that something falls apart. It's like not just once. It's at least like a dozen times. Oh yeah, another thing that I really appreciate it's the fact that Hope Hollow has a lot of green ponies. You don't really see a lot of green ponies in Ponyview because of how it like camouflages with the background. I heard it somewhere. I think another okay. I one more problem. It's the story song. It didn't rhyme, so it kind of like lost my interest in that. But the siblings that Rainbow Dash trained, they are just cute. And okay, final thing. This is just a kids movie, and we're all over analyzing. So I give this an 8 out of 10.
All right, an 8 out of 10. So who's next? Hojo, what do you think?
I loved it. Besides the entire thing being resolved with just like having a event organizer, like I think Pinkie Pie could have just like organized the entire event and gotten everything started on her own, and then people would just start contributing. I think Pinkie Pie could have done this entire thing alone. But other than that, the episode itself was great. I love the art style. I think this is Boulder Media just showing off what we can do before they take over for Generation 5 now. And I think this is like a good like way of them showing off themselves, and it's a really beautiful animation, really beautiful songs. I loved it to death. 8.5 out of 10.
Wow, pretty high rating so far. All right, Jessica, how about you?
Okay, let's get this over with. Okay. Well, honestly, I mean, rainbows. It's Pride Month. This is perfect. Oh, anyway, this was really enjoyable. I mean, this special. I have no words. This really took this. I'm just surprised by what I've just watched. I mean, I'm a little it's a little weird to watch this on TV and not on the big screen, especially with that animation, but still it's still really cool and really interesting, and yeah, that whole there wasn't a climax, there wasn't a villain thing. I'm actually surprised, but at the same time I'm actually kind of glad there was no villain, because if there was a villain it would be too rushed. But I'm glad that they didn't do that. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, this special was just great. I liked how every character had the same time at on like a tame amount of screen time. That's what I was trying to say. And yeah, I liked this. I loved it. I liked it. I mean, it's not the best thing I've seen, but it's really good. I maybe if I watch it a few more times, maybe I'll like it more. But like as of right now, I'd probably give it like say 8 out of 10.
All right, wow, lots of 8s in this review so far. I'm next, but I'm going to wrap things up, so we're going to jump down to Sonic Crew. What'd you think?
I honestly, it's definitely not enough to like make me say, "Oh, this is like a meh special" or anything like that. It is enjoyable. Like I think, like what Jessica said, like I think they did so well with this than the movie. Like all of like the main six have gotten like more screen time, especially with this animation, and also like Boulder Media like doing all the animation, which shows us potential of like what Generation 5 could do, like what they can do. Um, Again, like I guess like why we were like what we've been saying like during like the breaks at the commercial, we were all discussing like, oh, I wonder if there's like some kind of twist or anything like that, but there was really no twist at all. Like it all ended kind of smoothly with like no conflicts or anything like that, which was a surprise, even though it was something I was sort of expecting. But like halfway watching through the episode, I feel like they're going this route where there's no twist at all or anything like that. But I mean, I'm not really complaining much about that. Like I think it's fine. Like I mean, I feel like sometimes we don't get episodes kind of like this. Like there's like no like bad guy or some semi evil person in the background or whatever. But anyways, I think it's a really good special. All the animation was great. All the characters were fun. The music, yeah, I mean, I really have no complaints about the songs or anything like that. But anyways, I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10.
Really? Everyone's giving it like 8 or 8.5 in one case. But anyway, all right. Technobite, how'd you feel about it?
The best way for me to explain how I felt about this episode is, okay, so you take the strawberry, right? That's the animation. So good, juicy, and all that. Then you take this fondue pot that's full of cheese, you stick it in there. Now you got this cheesy strawberry. It tastes good, but it was at the same time because there's cheese all over it. You wouldn't want to eat a cheesy strawberry.
I love this
my
analogy.
God.
What is this analogy? What?
I love it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm mixed, okay? That's how I feel about it. But anyways, I really liked the middle part of the episode because I liked the town and the characters that they introduced. I wanted to know more about them, and that's what I got. So I'm pretty excited about that. But other than that, the one thing that ruined it for me was the end song. It felt too Equestria Girls-esque. And that just, it bothers me so much. But I'm still going to give it a high rating, so 7 out of 10.
Oh, you're breaking the 8 streak. All right, 7 out of 10.
You're breaking the algorithm.
No, you can't do that.
All right, I suppose it's my turn. Oh boy, I'm gonna lose some friends today.
Oh no.
So
Right.
anyone
you for my friends.
anyone who knows me at all knows I'm like a very logical person. I like structure and order and narrative plots that like are established
Twist,
and come together.
apparently.
And yeah, like classic twists and turns. So yeah, this one was different. I also like it when like a story is different. I like different movies and stuff that kind of subvert your expectations, but I feel like instead of subverting your expectations going, oh, I didn't expect that, it's more like, oh, there's nothing to expect. Like that's a little bit of a disappointment. So yeah, I guess I was disappointed by the story here, but I hope it goes without saying the animation was amazing. Boulder certainly shows a lot of promise for the future generation. I don't want to diss the new studio at all like that. But yeah, okay, so some complaints. The songs I thought were meh. It didn't really stick out to me as anything special besides being a generic pop song at the end. You know, I guess it's catchy because all pop songs are catchy. And I had those questions earlier. Why did he lie to get them there? And even if he had somewhat of a reason to lie, like maybe he didn't think they would come otherwise or something like that, even then, it still feels like that was a wrong thing to do. Like he should have been the villain if he's going to be lying and tricking the main six. And they were just okay with that. Like, it's okay to lie, kids. You know, that's not okay. Why didn't they just move? Why didn't they just import some colorful items? Why didn't they seek help earlier? You know, so many questions about this new town they established out of nowhere that doesn't fit that well into the established universe. And, you know, I like the lore and I like things to fit together and everything makes sense in this fictional universe. But Hope Hollow comes out of nowhere and it's just sort of its own thing and its own separate spin-off in a way. So, like, it doesn't really fit into my personal headcanon of the show, unfortunately, just because it comes out of nowhere. So yeah, I mean, there are some positives. I like the beginning, how slow and atmospheric it was, introducing this new town, and they really took their time with this, and I think that was actually a bad thing to begin with, how they didn't have enough time between commercial breaks, and they're trying to fit this on a TV format to make it work. But I liked how it came out. I liked how they held on shots, and it was more methodical. But yeah, that made it feel like it was building to something for me, and it wasn't building to anything. For those who maybe haven't seen it or whatever, like there was no twist. There was nothing that happened. It was just, oh, they had some arguments. They lost their color. Twilight and their friends helped them to become friends again, and then they get color back. Okay, whatever. You know, fun little kid show. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the story and the episode as a whole. As I said, episode. It's just an extended episode. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan on the whole, but there wasn't much to dislike here, actually. There was more to like than dislike. So for me, a 5 out of 10 is like right middle of the road. So I'm actually giving this one a 6. It's slightly better than that. It was It was enjoyable.
We shouldn't pressure him.
But the thing is, this rating will probably change in the future. You know, I want to revisit it and learn more about it, how it was made and all that. But anyway, so yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. I'm bringing our average back down.
How dare you?
I said I was going to lose some friends in this
stop
call.
And
How could you?
I actually have some good news for you guys, though. I just calculated the average. Guess what it is?
8 out of 10.
So the average rating for Rainbow Road Trip from our Little Shy Live Stream reviews is actually a 7.6, but as you know, we round to the nearest whole. So yeah, it's an 8.
It's an
Yay!
Have a happy hiatus, everyone.
Yep, I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Actually,
to the mid.
quick
season
PSA. See, the rest of season 9 is actually leaking / airing early right now, so you can actually go watch it right now.
Yeah,
but
No, thank you.
we're gonna review.
thank you.
We'll review as usual when it airs on Discovery Family. So we'll see you guys then for our reviews.
Chances are we'll be at BronyCon when it happens. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's
let's
true.
BronyCon review.
So maybe the
Yes,
next
so-
episode.
Maybe
Anyway,
the
see you
next
guys later. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.